What makes you feel loved? What, when other people do it or say it, makes you realize that they love you? That's what Jesus is talking about here in John chapter 14, verse 15. It's a very straightforward line. If you love me, keep my commands. If you love me, do what I've asked. Follow what I have showed you. Walk in my way. If you love me, keep my commands. Why do you think that is? Like, why, if we love Jesus, would we obey him? I think the word obey has gotten kind of to be a dirty word in our generation, at least in all of the parenting advice. Nobody uses that language of teach your children to obey. It feels heavy-handed. But now, in the lived reality of being a parent, that is actually what I want my children to do. I want them to do what I say, because when I'm healthy and grounded and whole, the things I ask them to do are actually what's best for them. Have you ever been in a relationship where somebody says, oh, I love you, but they don't do anything that feels like love, or they don't actually show love in their actions? Imagine what it's like to Jesus or to God the Father for us to sing praise, to sing worship music, to say, we love you, and do nothing he's asked. What's that like in a relationship? Well, it's empty, it's hollow, it's exhausting. What Jesus says is, if you love me, like you're saying you love me, if you love me, do what I've asked. Obey me. So I have a simple reflection question for us today. Where are you not obeying? When you consider all that Jesus has shown us so far in John's gospel, his teaching about money, about caring for the poor, about what we do with our bodies, about what our words are for, given what you know about God's way, where are you living at odds with it? Where are you doing things your way instead of God's way? Take a moment and write that down and simply apologize. Say, I'm sorry, I haven't obeyed here. I'd like to obey because I do love you, and I want to love you, and I want that relationship to be whole. When we don't obey God, there's a rupture in that relationship. And we were made for relationship with God. So when we live with that ruptured relationship, life is just off. There are consequences, like not God pointing his finger saying, you shall have this consequence, but natural consequences to living at odds with God. But when we obey, and when we practice saying sorry and repairing that relationship, we will walk in peace and harmony with the maker of the universe who holds all things together. Jesus says, if you love me, obey my commands. It's that simple. Where are you not obeying today? And how can you repair with God?